Today we are going to discuss the Unit 4 Part 1, that is conventional and non-conventional energy sources. We will start with the introduction to the energy. The energy of a body is its capacity to do work. It is measured the total amount of work that the body can do. Energy is the primary and most universal measure of all kind work by human beings and nature. Everything what happens, the word is the expression of flow of energy in one of its form. There are different forms of energy. The different forms of energy are mechanical energy, kinetic and potential energy, thermal heat energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, nuclear energy, electromagnetic energy, gravitational energy. There are three kind of sources of energy. First one is primary energy sources, second one is secondary energy sources, and the third one is supplementary energy sources. Primary energy sources can be defined as sources which provide a net supply of energy. The supply of primary fuels is limited. The examples of primary energies are coal, natural gas, oil, and nuclear energy. The energy required to obtain these fuels is much used than what they can produce by combustion or nuclear reaction. The supply of primary fuels is limited. It becomes very essential to use this fuel sparingly. Next is secondary energy sources. The secondary fuels produce no net energy. Though it may be necessary for the economy, these may not yield net energy. The example of secondary energy sources are sun, wind, water tides, etc. The next is supplementary sources. Supplementary sources are defined as those whose net energy yield is zero and those requiring highest investment in terms of energy. The sole example of supplementary sources is insulation, or you can say thermal. Energy sources and their availability. Today, every country draws its energy needs from a variety of sources. We can broadly categorize these sources as commercial and non-commercial. Commercial means conventional energy sources, and non-commercial means non-conventional energy sources. The commercial sources include the fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas, hydroelectric power, and nuclear power, while the non-commercial sources include wood, animal waste, and agriculture wastage. In an industrialized country like US, most of the energy requirements are met from commercial sources, while in an industrially less developed country like India, the use of commercial and non-commercials are about equal. Conventional or commercial energy sources are: number one is fossil fuel energy. फॉसिल मीन्स खनिज, जो खनिज संपदा से हमें जो एनर्जी मिलती है, दैट इज नोन एज fossil fuel energy, hydraulic energy, and the next one is nuclear energy. In fossil fuel energy, examples are coal, petroleum, and natural gas are called fossil. These are non-renewable sources of energy. Their reserves are limited and considered very precious. The first example of fossil fuel energy is coal. Coal composition is like coal is a complex mixture of compounds of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and a small amount of nitrogen and sulfur compounds are also present in coal. Coals are mainly available in India in Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, and various area of Madhya Pradesh. The big coal mines are at Jharia and Bokaro in Jharkhand and Raniganj in West Bengal. Coal is de- depending upon the carbon contents of coal, it is classified as peat type of coal. First one is peat. Peat will contain the carbon contents of 60%. In lignite, that is soft coal, the carbon content is 70%. In bituminous, जो हम घरों में यूज करते हैं कोयला, in bituminous household coal, that is known as 80%. In anthracite hard coal में carbon percentage होता है 90%. Now it is clear that peat is the most inferior quality of coal, whereas anthracite is the most superior quality of coal. Bituminous is most commonly used in household and industry. It contains 80% of carbon content. On strong heating, coal breakups to produce coal gas, ammonia, coal tar, and coke. Coke is 98% carbon obtained after losing all its volatile constituents during destructive distillation of coal. It can be used as smoke-free fuel. Next is petroleum. It is a dark-colored, viscous, and foul, foul-smelling crude oil. The petroleum means rock oil. The crude oil is a complex mixture of several solid liquid gaseous hydrocarbons mixed with water, salt, and earth particles. The crude oil is a complex mixture of several solid liquid gaseous hydrocarbon mixed with water, salt, and earth particles. It is a natural product obtained from oil wells. Some crude oil producing locations in country in India are Ankleshwar and Kalol. These two cities are situated in Gujarat, Rudrasagar and Lakwa in Assam, and Bombay High, that is offshore area in Bombay. The oil wells of Bombay High are producing about 22 million tons of crude petroleum oil per year, which is little less than half of the total requirement of the country. The efforts are also being made to search oil well in offshore deltas and Godavari, Kaveri and Rajasthan. The crude petroleum is heated to a temperature about 400 degrees centigrade in a furnace, and vapors thus formed are passed into a tall fractioning column from near its bottom. As the mixture of hot vapors rises in the column, it starts getting cooled gradually. The products obtained from crude petroleum are as follows. The first product is petroleum gas below 40 degrees centigrade used as LPG. Petrol 40 degrees centigrade to 170 degrees centigrade for light vehicles. Kerosene Kerosene 170 to 250 degrees centigrade for household and industrial use. Fourth one is diesel oil. This is 250 to 350 degrees centigrade for heavy vehicles. Residual oil में आ गया आपका lubricants oil, paraffin, wax and asphalt. And last is fuel oil. 350 to 400 degrees centigrade for boilers and furnaces. The next is natural gas. It consists about 95% methane and rest ethane and propane. It occurs deep under the crust of the earth, either alone or along with oil above the petroleum deposit. It is a product of petroleum mining. Availability of natural gas in India is in Tripura, Jaisalmer, offshore areas Bombay High, and in the Krishna Godavari Delta. The natural gas is now available as CNG, जो कल हम लोग जनरली गाड़ियों में और ऑटो वगैरह में यूज हो रही है. द नेचुरल गैस इज नाउ अवेलेबल एज CNG, compressed natural gas, a substitution of petrol in automobiles. The next energy is kind of hydraulic energy or water energy. Water power is developed by allowing water to fall under the force of gravity. It is used almost exclusively for electric power generation. Potential energy of water is converted into mechanical energy by using prime moves known as hydraulic turbines. Water power is quite cheap where water is available in abundance. Although capital cost of hydroelectric power plant is higher as compared to other types of power plant, but their operating costs are quite low as no fuel is required in this case. The development rate of hydropower is still low due to the following problems. In developing a project, it will take about 6 to 10 years time for planning, investigation and construction. The second problem is high capital investment is needed. The third is there are growing problems are relocation of villages involved, compensation for damage, selecting the suitable resettlement area and environment impact. Because of long transmission line to the villages with low load factor, the electric power will be available to the people in rural areas may not be economical. This leads to the development of mini or micro hydroelectric projects to supply the electric power to remote areas. The importance of micro hydroelectric projects have been observed in some parts of country with availability of river flow throughout the year. In order to reduce the cost of development, several measures have been considered as follows. First one is development of low cost turbines and generator. Next, participation of villages in the development and operation of the project. Third, using the appropriate technology and tolerable substandard using the appropriate technology and tolerable substandard requirement and project civil work component at the beginning of the stage. The next is nuclear energy. According to modern theories of atomic structure, matter consists of minute particles known as atoms. According to modern theories of atomic structure, matter consists of minute particles known as atoms. Heavier unstable atoms such as uranium 235 or thorium 239, these two liberate large amount of heat energy. The energy released by the complete fission of 1 kg of uranium 235 is equal to the heat energy obtained by burning 4,500 tons of coal or 220 tons of oil. There are some limitations in nuclear energy that the limitations are high capital cost of nuclear power plants, limited availability of raw material, difficulties associated with disposal of radioactive waste, and shortage of well-trained personnel to handle the nuclear power plants. The presently working nuclear power plant are: number one is Tarapur Atomic Power Station, that is situated in Maharashtra. Rana Pratap Sagar Atomic Power Station near Tota, that is in Rajasthan. Kalapakkam Atomic Power Station near Madras, now known as Chennai. This is in Tamil Nadu. And the fourth one is Narora Atomic Power Station in UP. The important point is about 3% of the energy produced in India is obtained from nuclear power plants. The presently working power plants are Tarapur Atomic Power Station in Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar Atomic Power Station near Tota, Rajasthan, Kalapakkam Atomic Power Station near Madras, Tamil Nadu, Narora Atomic Power Station in UP. The uranium reserves in the world as present are small. These reserves are recoverable but are expensive. In India, we produce only 3% of energy through our nuclear power plants. Now come to the non-conventional, that is also known non-commercial energy sources. The source of energy which are being produced continuously in nature and are inexecutable are called renewable sources of energy or non-conventional energy. Some of these sources are: number one is wind energy, number two is tidal energy, and number three is solar energy. In wind energy, winds are caused because of two factors. Number one, the absorption of solar energy on the Earth's surface and in the atmosphere. Second one is the rotation of the Earth about its axis and its motion around the Sun. A windmill A windmill converts the kinetic energy or moving air into mechanical energy that can be either used directly to run the machine or to run the generator to produce electricity. Because of this factor, alternate heating and cooling cycles occur, differences in presence are obtained, and the air is caused to move. The potential of wind energy as a source of power is large. This can be judged from the fact that energy available in the wind over the Earth's surface is estimated to be 1.6 into 10 to the power 7 kilowatt. Besides, the energy available is free and clean. The problem associated with utilizing wind energy are: the energy is available in dilute form. Because of this conversion, machines have to be necessarily large. The availability of the energy varies considerably over a day and with the season. For this reason, some means of storage have to be devised if a continuous supply of power is required. A windmill converts the kinetic energy of moving air into mechanical energy that can be either used directly to run the machine or to run the generator to produce electricity, we can classify wind energy into two forms. One is horizontal windmills and second one is vertical windmill. Then again, horizontal windmill can be separated in three parts, that is single bladed mill, double bladed mill and multi bladed windmill. And vertical windmill have two parts, that is Darius router and Savnius routers. We will discuss the wind energy in detail in the upcoming chapter or the later parts of this unit. The problem associated with as I, I have already told you, the problem associated with utilizing wind energy are that the energy is available in dilute form. Because of this conversion, machine have to be necessarily large, and second one, the availability of the energy varies considerably over a day and with the season. The second one is tidal energy. Tides are generated primarily by the gravitational attraction between the Earth and the Moon. Tides are generated primarily by the gravitational attraction between the Earth and the Moon. They arise twice a day in mid-ocean. They arise twice a day in mid-ocean. The tidal range is only a meter. Basically, in a tidal power station, water at high tide is first trapped in an artificial basin and then allowed to escape at low tide. The escaping water is used to drive water turbines, which in turn drive electrical generator. We will discuss tide energy in detail in the later section of this chapter. Solar energy. Energy from the sun is called solar energy. The sun's energy comes from nuclear fusion reaction that take place deep in the sun. Hydrogen nucleus fuse into helium nucleus. The energy from these reactions flow out from the sun and escape into space. There is a separate unit on solar energy, that is unit number 3. After unit 4 we will discuss unit 3 in detail, in which we will discuss about the solar energy in detail. The next is biological energy, that is also known as biogas. Biogas is generated through a process of an aerobic digestion of biomass. Biomass is organic matter produced by plants, both terrestrial, those grown on land, and aquatic, those grown in water, and their derivatives. बायोगैस वनस्पति से बनता है, जो वनस्पति जमीन पे पैदा होती है या पानी में, या कह सकते हैं समुद्र या नदी के अंदर. It include forest crops and residues, crops grown especially for their energy content or energy forms, and animal manure. Biomass can be considered as a renewable energy source because plant life renews and adds to its self energy year. Advantage of biogas energy. Biogas technology. The first advantage of biogas technology is it provides a better and cheaper fuel for cooking, lighting and for power generation. बहुत से लोग आजकल गोबर गैस प्लांट के बारे में तो लगभग सभी लोग जानते होंगे. तो वो अब शहर में भी लोग यूज़ कर रहे हैं, गांव में जनरली लोग बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में गोबर गैस प्लांट यूज़ करते हैं, उससे बहुत सारा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सेव हो सकता है। Second one is it produces good quality enriched manner to improve soil fertility. It proves an effective and convenient way for sanitary disposal of human excreta, improving the hygienic condition. It generates social benefit such as reducing burden on forest for meeting cooking fuel by cutting off tree for fuel wood. Fifth is as a smokeless domestic fuel, it reduces the incidence of eye and lung disease. It also helps in generation of productive employment. Thank you.